Going to be a fun one. Our quarterfinal quadruple header begins. Stony Brook begins with a basketball.
It's going to be really important for Campbell to move very well on defense and trail those shooters.
Here's Ada Gonzalez, first-year point guard for the Stony Brook team. The ball movement will be fun to watch. Pittman trying to get involved early and does. Gets the roll on a mid-range jumper.
Pittman is so important to this team and what they do. She's so athletic. She can get to the rim with ease and elevate over her defender. She also has a lot of block shots on defense.
Campbell's going to share the ball. Nunez shooting with confidence but missing. That's not a big part of her MO. Only 21% during the regular season. Ada Gonzalez quickly the other way using the window.
And we always talk about sometimes it takes a minute to settle in with all that expectation. Well, so far so good for the Seawolves. They are in attack mode.
Got to be careful here if you're Campbell. Stony Brook scores in bunches, and here's a steal, a breakaway. Gigi Gonzalez, easy two.
Everybody getting involved for Stony Brook, and look at the energy. You know, this Seawolves team, they play with a little bit of swagger, just like their head coach, and they are attacking and bringing that intensity.
So Rodney Fisher trying to get his seniors' attention, get everybody to calm down just a little bit. Campbell's pressing here in the early going. Izuma, her first touch inside. Double comes. Nuremberg looking to attack, avoids the charge, but misses the runner. Izuma gets the foul, and that's what she does best. Top 5 of the CAA in free throws attempted. She lives at that foul line.
Yeah, she gets there a lot, but you see the patience that she has. She doesn't rush her shots. She gets the rebound. She was actually doubled, but she kind of was surveying what the defense was doing. She thought she could step through, took her time, got the ball up, and drew the foul. A lot of times players will rush and just anticipate the contact, hope for a foul. She actually draws the contact and has a calmness about her.
Not the best of free throw shooters, though, when she gets there. 54% on the season. Fatigue also something to keep an eye on with this Campbell team. Second game in as many days, although, as you alluded to in the open, Izuma's minutes limited yesterday due to the foul trouble.
And they need her out there. They cannot afford for that to happen today.
So 1 of 2. Campbell's on the board. Gonzalez splits the double team. Feeds to Zeta, driving in the lane, throws it away. Good read from Izuma for the takeaway.
Yeah, great rotation there by Izuma, keeping her head up and sliding in.
There's Izuma on the block. Double comes. Staves left open. Can't make Stony Brook pay.
And similar to yesterday, Campbell getting some threes up, getting good looks. They just can't seem to get those shots to fall from behind the arc.
Everybody can put the ball on the deck for this Stony Brook team. It's one of the things that makes them so difficult to deal with. Gigi Gonzalez, though, an extra step on her way to the bucket, called for the walk.
And a small victory there for Nunez, and good sportsmanship helping the player of the year up. But for Stony Brook, they just keep coming at you. You're right. Everyone could put the ball on the floor. They're a very athletic team, and it just seems like the pressure is always on, offensively and defensively.
Really only go 8 deep, but all 8 are upper echelon players, and that's what makes them such a nightmare to prepare for. Tooley. See if they can get her free from the outside. She's the sharpshooter. Nuremberg skip past the stage. 5 to shoot. Nunez going to have to pull the trigger again, and that's not the shot you want if you're Campbell. Shot clock violation. Nunez has already had to settle for 2 threes, and we're not even 3 minutes into the game.
It was good ball movement by the Camels, but again, the athleticism of Stony Brook able to close out very well. They're trailing the shooter, but they're able to close out. They sink in a little bit, but their athleticism lets them get there quickly.
And Gemma Nunez does so many things well at that point guard position. She's improving as a shooter, but not there yet. Gigi Gonzalez short. There's Nunez. One of those multiple tricks she has up her sleeve. A good rebounding guard and looking to attack the rim. Finds a wide open Tooley. Short with the 3, did not follow her shot, and it comes to Pittman as a result.
We saw that a little bit yesterday when some of those long shots went up, that Campbell didn't have a lot of offensive rebounders crashing the glass.
Quick pull on the 3 from Brantley. Almost results in a pass as it lands right in the lap of Kari Clark. Clark gets it inside, seals Izuma. And some contact, no whistle, the rebound to Nuremberg.
They're letting the big girls bang around a little bit, and that could be a good thing. Both of those players so important to their teams.
TUELLE drew the help defense, found Izuma for the layup. Really well done by Shai TUELLE.
When the outside shots aren't going in, that's what you do. Get back to the basics, draw and dump.
So credit to Campbell, they weathered the early storm. The 6-0 run, Stony Brook had the momentum rolling. And their defense has been able to dig in since and allow the Camels to find their footing. Here's Clark stumbling down the lane. Gets it back to the post. Spins. And again, it rolls out on her. Pretty good looks though early for Kari Clark.
Yeah, it's only 6-3, but this has been a very fast-paced game.
Inside, Izuma quickly the other way, lost the handle, and an easy steal for Janae Brantley.
Yeah, that's a shame for Izuma because she had good position there. She was trying to drop stepping up.
Cannot leave Kari Clark. She has expanded her game. She can make that three and puts the Seawolves up by 6. And then a 5-second violation. Nuremberg wasn't ready to throw it in, or did she step over the line? Either way, it's going to be Stony Brook ball.
But that's what makes Kari Clark so difficult to guard, because she has the size, she has great footwork down low, but then she's going to pull you out and be able to shoot the three. She kind of tugged on her jersey towards Coach Langford, saying she needed a rest. That's how fast-paced this game is right now. She needed to come out for a quick blow.
V. Keenan in for the first time. Pittman goes inside as a result. Keenan, the transfer from Seton Hall, back to Pittman, who's hammered. That'll go to the line for a pair.
I just love Pittman's game. I've talked about her athleticism, but it's just the way she's able to elevate. Look at how she feels the defender, kind of half turns, but watch what's going to happen. She doesn't stop moving. She always has her eye on the ball and is able to absorb the contact, and she knows, yeah, I did something good there. I'm about to get 2 free throws.
It was so sad when she went down. It was senior day at Stony Brook last season. A game against Delaware. Tara Cousins diving for a loose ball. The blue hem guard actually rolled up on her leg. They feared a catastrophic injury. Fortunately, it wasn't that serious, but it did keep her out of the postseason, and it just changed Stony Brook as a team because she is such an X factor because of the many different ways that she helps this Seawolf attack.
And don't think she's not thinking of that leading into this tournament. You know, Stony Brook wasn't the team that they were throughout the regular season last year in the tournament because they didn't have all those pieces. And we've seen some other teams that are here in DC this weekend go through the same thing. They're fighting the injury bug, but Stony Brook, they're about as healthy as they can be right now.
Well, that was a quick breather for Kari Clark as she's right back in the game. Pittman sits down, 8-point Stony Brook lead, their largest of this opening quarter. The closeout's really good right now, but Nuremberg left open, makes a pay with the triple.
And that's why it's so important for Campbell to hit the three, because it stretches out the defense for Stony Brook. Right now, they're sinking in. They're showing a lot of attention to the bigs, and now if you force them out for the long closeouts, that changes this game. And
Nuremberg, very underrated three-point shooter, has improved this season up to 39% on the year. Keenan curling off the screen, finding Clark. Clark backing her way in, can't finish again, and Nuremberg the rebound, but throw it away. Keenan left open as a result, misses the three, and the board goes to Gigi Boone.
Yeah, I love V. Keenan's game. She just does all those little things, kind of the glue of Stony Brook.
TUELLE, the step back. And Brantley, the long rebound for Stony Brook.
Campbell's getting some good looks. They're just not knocking down all the shots.
The player of the year, the CAA, Gigi Gonzalez going inside to Clark, who was undercut, and a foul will go on Campbell. And a little slow to get up as Nuremberg took a hard hit there. And hopefully she is all right. Her teammates and the athletic training staff will check on Svenja Nuremberg with a fast start for the regular. You know what? Nunez able to operate off the bounce. And the shot clock started before the inbound. So I think we'll redo that.
Break, and Fisher not happy.
Well, you know, the other thing to remember, sometimes when there's one on the shot clock, that can mean a full second. That could be 0.2 of a second.
True.
You never quite know how much time was actually on the clock. So Stony Brook ball up by 10, 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Backdoor, Gigi Gonzalez finishing with the left hand.
And that's just having played together. You know, you talk about Gigi Gonzalez and everything she does. She didn't even have the ball in her hand. She runs everything, but she can play off the ball as well.
And she's right-handed, but so strong, finishing with her left side. That's one of the things that makes her so special. In fact, a lot of times she would prefer to go left. As a foul here against Stony Brook.
Well, you can tell how much she's worked on her ball handling, and you don't go from third team All-CAA one year to player of the year the next year without putting in the work.
That foul goes on Clark. Shot clock and game clock essentially the same, a 3/10 of a second differential. Campbell needs a bucket in the worst way, down a dozen. Nunez along the baseline. Extra feed, Staves couldn't get it all. Goes to the bucket, uses the glass. Smart play by Staves.
Great patience and composure by the Camels there. They didn't rush it. Everyone touches the ball, reversing the floor, and taking what the defense gives them.
A little bit of a lift for Campbell, but a first quarter dominated by the regular season champs.
Great opportunity for us to provide a platform at one of our most prolific events of the year to bring awareness to cancer and to support those that have gone through and are going through dealing with this tragic disease. Really great to see the arena staff, the fans, the CAA staff all wearing pink in unity. Christine, I know you've got your rose pink dunks on. I love it. And so special to raise awareness on a stage like this to bring a light to something that is really, really hard, you guys.
Absolutely. Great stuff, Carly. Yes, I do have my pink dunks on that match your blazer here today, Carly. So we're kind of a combined outfit as one.
Keenan missing the runner in the lane. I'll just ignore the fact that you guys ignored my pink shirt as well. TUELLE for three. Got it. Big shot for Campbell.
A great chance to reset there for the Camels. Anytime you can kind of talk about it in between quarters, really good execution, exactly what Coach Fisher wanted.
And then Nunez picking Keenan's pocket, so here come the Camels. TUELLE passes that one up.
Yeah, I thought she was going to take that shot, but you know what? She didn't have rebounders in position.
Izuma going to work inside, can't finish near the rim. Good defense from Pittman.
Yeah, things aren't going through Izuma as much here today in this game, but they are getting those open looks outside.
Pittman couldn't finish with the left hand. Good to see Nuremberg back, running a 2-on-1, getting it back from Nunez and getting the roll.
Well, that looked like the drill you run every day in practice. We've seen the development of Nunez and her court vision, and you could tell that was a big bucket, down to 5. What a start to the second quarter for Campbell.
5 in a row to begin the quarter, 7 straight overall for Campbell, right back in the game. Gigi Gonzalez trying to stem the tide and does that lefty finish again.
Absolutely, and that's what makes her so difficult to guard, because you really don't know which way she's going, and her handle is good, and then the finish around the rim, so good.
Campbell getting organized. They're trying to get Izuma going. Had a big game the first time Stony Brook was able to lose his CAA game when Campbell beat him in the regular season. Nuremberg left open, in and out. And the rebound goes to Marla King.
Yeah, Stony Brook right now, they seem willing a little bit. If they're going to give up the shot, that's the shot they're going to give up until Campbell starts making a few.
That upset Campbell pulled off last month. Izuma had 28. 18 of which came in the second half. Keenan driving to the paint. Beautiful feed. King wasn't ready, but still gathered and able to finish.
I think that's been a big thing for Stony Brook this year, is their composure. You know, we've talked about when you have the target on your back and everyone's coming after you, and there's runs in a basketball game, but they've kept their composure through it all.
TUELLE catch and shoot off the mark, and Pittman the rebound. A lot of one-and-dones here for Campbell today.
And you see all the players sitting at the scorer's table waiting to come in. There's been a lot of substitutions here today because this has been a fast-paced game. There's been a lot of half-court sets, but getting up and down has been quick.
You've got to sprint back every single time because both teams will take advantage if an opportunity presents itself, especially Stony Brook. Down to 7 on the timer here. Gigi Gonzalez calling for a ball screen. It comes late, so she goes to work herself. Pittman short at the buzzer. Nuremberg the rebound.
Yeah, a little far out there for that three-point shot, but running the shot clock down. Great spacing by Stony Brook.
Had a little wrinkle there, almost making it look like it was a broken play, but it was a design look for Pittman. Nuremberg Finding Nunez, attacking the rim, flipping it up, won't go. Keenan racing the other way. Keenan, yes, and a foul. She flipped it over his shoulder.
What a finish by V. Keenan. Gonzalez was running with her, and we weren't sure if Keenan was going to kind of draw that defender in and kind of do an over-the-head pass, but watch what she does. Gonzalez is running with her. She gives a little side eye and says, nope, you know what? Actually bobbles it. What good control and ball handling. That's why you do ball handling, too.
Opening 20 minutes.
Well, they were ready to play. They opened up this game on fire, being led by Gigi.
2 games they probably should have won, and then they kind of reset things, settled in, realized what they needed to do to be successful first year in the CAA, and ended up having a nice year, winning 9 of their final 15.
Well, they need to pretend the first half was that first game, and now the second half is that second game. They're going to have that mindset.
Not a bad idea. Ronnie Fisher will certainly like that start. As an early foul called on Kari Clark. That's been the one negative today for the Seawolves. Clark has been stuck in foul trouble a lot of that first half and now picks up her third.
Yeah, and they have the luxury here today because they have a 16-point cushion, but going forward, that may come into play.
Unforced error there as it bounces off the hands of Nuremberg. A turnover from the Campbells. Zeta Gonzalez misses the pull-up, and then a foul against King for Stony Brook.
Yeah, I really just absolutely love Gonzalez when she stops and pops, because I just think it's something that's missing across women's basketball. It's one or the other. It's getting to the rim, it's going long, and I just love those guards who stop, elevate, and pop.
Stony Brook trying to run a trap. Good job by Nuremberg using her size. It ends up with TUELLE, and she misses the 3. Izuma the offensive board, and a reset here for the Camels. Izuma's got position, stripped on the way up, and then a big collision, and a foul on Stony Brook.
Yeah, I think the bodies collided after, but when the whistle blew, it seemed like a lot of balls, so they must have called it on the body on the other side.
Going to give the act of shooting to Cristobal Izuma, and goes back to her second home, the foul line.
Yeah, when you're playing the #1 seed, it's a tall task anyway, and then when you give them a 16-point cushion, it is very difficult to chip away at that lead. Now the officials discussing, I think, either who the foul was on or if it's in shooting. Scorer's table has been getting a lot of visits today.
Flopping warning against Stony Brook.
Oh, wow.
Haven't seen a ton of those this year.
No,
One of the
not
things
at all.
they said is going to be a point of emphasis. So good to see the officials calling it on a big stage. And if you're Campbell, can't leave points at the free throw line with this type of deficit against this caliber opponent.
And that's the feeling. It just feels like, you know, those three-point shots, the free throws, they're having opportunities and just not able to convert.
Good rebound, but then Steves trying to step through. One step too many before she put it on the deck. And another Campbell turnover, 2 in less than 50 seconds of this second half.
And the turnovers are really starting to pile up. And Stony Brook is a mature team, and just love their spacing on the offensive end.
Flat-footed rebound chased down by Izuma. Nuremberg off the dribble. Everything around the perimeter here for Campbell. Izuma trying to get position. Does in the lane. Powers up. Yes.
What a good pass by Nuremberg, because I did not think the angle was there, but Izuma making herself big and showing her hands and then just turning and scoring. They're going to have a little bit of a sense of urgency here. They don't have to rush, but they need to get some points quickly.
They want to grind out 28, 29 seconds every possession. That one off the fingertips of Pittman. And back to Campbell, although still plenty of time, more than 18 minutes to go. It's just, this is a Stony Brook team, even if you shut them down for 2-3 minute stretches, they can pop 8-10 points in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, if you can get some defensive stops, then that's going to help the Camels.
Izuma really working hard. TUELLE has had a quiet week. See if she can get going. Through it to a vacant middle. Was expecting someone to flash, instead Pittman the takeaway, attacking, scooping, and the roll isn't there. It'll go back to the Camels.
And Pittman with those elongated steps. It doesn't take her a lot of steps or dribbles to get from the top of the key to the rim. Didn't convert on that one, but you gotta love her demeanor and the way she can get to the rim.
Sure, if TUELLE got frustrated and just stuck and was hoping for a good outcome, or just not on the same page with a teammate that was supposed to go to the middle. Here it's TUELLE going to the high post, short with a jumper. And Gigi Gonzalez quicker to the loose ball. Stony Brook has not scored in this second half. Gigi trying to change that from the perimeter. In and out, Yarborough, the putback.
What a great rebound, and it was because she kept the ball high. She didn't bring it down, use a power dribble, let those guards get their pesky hands in there. She kept the ball high and went right back up.
TUELLE gets it inside to Izuma. Izuma got a little bit of space. Extra feed, sets up Steves. And she didn't have a firm handle. Nuremberg, though, able to snatch another try for Campbell. Steves attacking, left it short. And finally, Pittman corrals it for Stony Brook.
Out on the perimeter, getting the passes to the right person, but they were down low, so you can't just catch and shoot. You have to regather.
That pocket, so important on the passes, right?
Yes.
Oh, Aaron feed there. Good job to go retrieve it by King.
Good patience here by Stony Brook.
5 to shoot. Gonzalez trying to create the spin. Yarborough showing a range short. But the hustle play is Gigi Gonzalez knocking that off of Nuremberg. And Stony Brook will get yet another opportunity.
Stony Brook has the luxury right now. They can run their offense, show some of that patience, especially with this cushion here. And I mean, they're a mature team anyway. You see, pressure doesn't affect them a ton in conference. They've always had she receives the ball, she kind of, keeps pushing back, goes over the right shoulder, and then that's when the help comes, and she draws the foul.
That's one of the things I like about watching this Stony Brook offense. They know what they're trying to accomplish. A lot of teams would have just thrown it inside the Philly because she had decent position, but they had a plan on that possession. They were looking to create a mismatch, and they got it.
Yeah, and with Kari Clark out for a chunk of time here, Stony Brook's still able to play that inside-out game, because whether it's getting to the rim off the dribble or it's passing in and kicking back out, but they're constantly coming at you, penetrating those gaps, and really breaking down the defense.
Oh, what hustle that time from Bradley to get an extra possession, and another foul, this time on Fuller for Campbell.
That was a little bit of a touchy foul there. It seemed like the ball had already been released, secured the ball, and Brantley got rid of it. A little bit of a hand check there.
Either team having a ton of success at the free throw line, and if you're the Camels, can't afford to give this Stony Brook team extra opportunities. 2 reasons, they're too good, and also time's starting to become a factor. Down 14 with under 12 to go. Wide open look for King. Off the mark. And another offensive board. A third opportunity this trip for Stony Brook.
And Brantley, with both of those saves, she earned the extra possession off the rebound, and then she just did it again.
Pittman back on the bench for Stony Brook. Gave a thumbs up to Ashley Langford. 5 to shoot here for Gigi Gonzalez. Playing downhill. Got it blocked by Izuma. It'll stay with Stony Brook. 1 to shoot.
Sometimes these are my favorite times to watch the ball come out of bounds from the baseline. 1 second on the shot clock. I always love to see what coaches draw up. They have these in their pocket. They work on them at the end of practice. Let's see what they draw up here.
Special situation plays. Pittman, the lob. Somehow caught it, couldn't finish. Another offensive board for Stony Brook. And this time a tie-up, but the arrow keeps it with the Seawolves. They're going to get a 5th try on this possession.
Well, it looks like Pittman's ankle's okay to me. She elevated high, kept the ball up, got the ball up over the rim, just bounced right back out. Good to see her back out there.
As we mentioned earlier, missed the CAA tournament last year with a knee injury. Raring to go this season. taught her such a perspective about opportunity. That injury a year ago, Zeta Gonzalez short on the pull-up. Another offensive board, and Yarborough is found going to the free throw line.
Stony Brook is dominating the offensive boards right now. They are creating extra opportunities. They are out-muscling the Camels down low. Azuma back in the game now because I think Coach Fisher knows he needs his best post player in there to bang around with the bigs.
And how much is this on top of Stony Brook's strength and length fatigue for Campbell playing their second game in as many days?
I think it's a little combination of both, but I really just think, you know, Stony Brook is #1 for a reason. They have a way of wearing you down, but they just keep coming at you, not only on the defensive end, but also on the offensive end.
A bit of standing and watching from Campbell on these boards, and got to put a body on everybody, especially when you're giving up some size at a bunch of positions. Good skip feed, wide open Fuller, yes! Big shot, Audrey Fuller. It's a 12-point game.
That's exactly what Campbell needs right now. They got to put something together to get one final push.
Brantley into the lane, floater gets the roll.
What a quarter for Brantley. She's done a lot of little things and now being rewarded with a bucket. She's someone to watch as a freshman through this league.
That's pretty. That 1 foot high release. Campbell can hold for one. 15 seconds left in the third. They've survived a ton of offensive boards from Stony Brook in this quarter. On the drive, Nuremberg got it blocked. 3 seconds left. Brantley at the buzzer. Yes!
Why not? Just said, what a quarter Janae Brantley is having. Doing the little things, getting the extra possessions, getting the...
They know what she's about, but even with the newcomers like Victoria Keenan, Zeta Gonzalez, Kari Clark, they've all had valuable experience, and it started in June when everyone was on campus. This team committed to one another. A beautiful three there from Shai Tooley. She can shoot it, guys. But this team committed to one another in June when everyone was on campus. They took it upon themselves to exercise the 2 cultural pillars at Stony Brook, which is love and trust. And Coach Langford says love looks different from everyone and trust takes time. So each day they commit to that connectedness, and that's what breeds success, is that consistency to show up each day for your teammates and take care of business, guys.
Great stuff, Carly, and a lot of love for that jumper from Kari Clark, getting Stony Brook back up by 16. But you could hear the passion in Ashley Langford's voice when she talked about those 2 pillars as a response from Izuma, and a little life here from Campbell in this fourth quarter.
Points are coming fast and furious here in the fourth quarter by both teams.
Keenan hits the triple, and then a little swagger after the fact as the bench loves it.
I don't know, I think Janae Brantley's shot inspired both teams here. Hey, she gets to make that shot, I want to put some down too.
Problem for Campbell is they cannot afford to trade buckets with a 17-point deficit. Tooley looking inside. Izuma backs her way through a double. Got it blocked. It stays with the Camels.
You can see very clearly, though, what the Camels are trying to do, trying to really get Izuma involved. We talked about her being able to facilitate through the post when the double collapses on her, but they need her to score at this point.
7 to shoot here. Fuller has been a good jump shooter today. Sets up Nuremberg, wants to drive to the bucket. Lefty scoop.
Yeah, Nuremberg has taken a lot of contact here today. She's got knocked down a little bit, but she's also had some big buckets and converting, getting to the rim.
Bloodied lip, a grad senior from Luxembourg. Such an important part of this Campbell program. That one off the mark. Izuma the rebound as Gigi Gonzalez could not finish off the bounce.
Izuma having another quietly good day here today.
She has it along the perimeter. Not a jump shooter, so they can play off her. She slides to the bucket, but Pittman was ready for that entry feed.
Boy, she just enveloped that ball. I mean, it's just like she just grabbed it right out of the air. My goodness.
Backing her way in. King, the fadeaway. Beautiful.
How pretty is that? Again, she's been liking that matchup here today. She's been calling for the ball, and this time, instead of backing in, kind of creates a little bit of space with the turnaround.
Izuma again battling for position, powers up, gets her own miss, put it on the deck, and it worked out as King the reach-in foul. Normally, that's a dangerous proposition, but King a tad late.
Well, one thing that Izuma's doing really well when she's establishing position down low, she's kind of pushing back a little bit and forcing her defender almost under the rim. So when she catches it, she is the only one in front of the rim, and the defender is beyond that.
TUELLE, they need it. They get it. Second three of the fourth quarter. Shy TUELLE. And she can score in bunches. Timeout Stony Brook. Has a little life here for Campbell. Ashley Langford, talking necessarily the smartest player on the team, but she is as hard a worker as you'll find, and she wants to be great in absolutely everything she touches.
Well, what an accomplishment for TUELLE. And remember when we just said that Campbell was shooting 17% in the third quarter from three? Well, they're 100% here in the fourth quarter. Actually, TUELLE is 2 for 2.
They force a tie-up. Arrows stays with Campbell, and then a violation as you can't run the baseline. A stationary inbound leads to a travel, and it's Campbell getting it right back.
Some good things happening here for Camels. Do they have one final push?
Remember, TUELLE a couple weeks ago banged her knee at Delaware off the mark with that three, and she was frightened, thought she had been injured and her career over, but fortunately it wasn't as serious as it initially appeared, as there's some contact in the lane. They'll give the act of shooting to Gigi Gonzalez, who will head to the free throw line for a pair. But remember, TUELLE missed almost all of last season with hand surgery and decided to come back, committed to the program, committed to her teammates, and this Campbell coaching staff said they cannot put into words the appreciation they have from the perspective of coaches getting one of their best players to have absolute buy-in. Full 100% go from Shy TUELLE.
Yeah, she's given everything she has here today. And for Stony Brook, Gigi Gonzalez kind of sensing the moment, sensing the run from Campbell, and decided to take the matter in her own hands, driving to the lane and now knocking two down to get into double figures here in game one for her in the CAA tournament.
Restores the lead to 16 for Stony Brook. 6 3/4 minutes left. The Camels have a run in them.
And you've seen Stony Brook putting on some three-quarter court pressure here, trying to take time away from the possession.
Fuller wide open, but rushed it. Nuremberg hustling for the offensive board. Nunez wide open, not there for her. And the long rebound to Keenan for Stony Brook. Look at Keenan on the floor. That one deflected out of bounds. But if you think V. Keenan's just a jump shooter, you're wrong. He can do a little of everything.
Oh, she absolutely can. And kind of a little spark plug out there, and very confident player as well.
Ashley Langford was disappointed. Thought she should have been the 6th person of the year. Pittman backing her way in. Nuremberg got the block. Campbell ends up with a loose ball.
Boy, Campbell's happy that Nuremberg was able to return to this game because she's doing some good things here in the second half.
Izuma, one-on-one, rare opportunity out to Nuremberg, in and out. And the rebound is Stony Brook. A turnover, though, back to Campbell, but if the Camels aren't going to make shots, they're not going to make up a 16-point deficit. Nice catch by our PA announcer, by the way.
Don't be jealous, Matt. Don't be jealous.
How come he gets to touch the ball with a microphone in hand? Share the sugar.
You know, Campbell getting so many of these good looks from three. It's like you feel everybody rises up out of their seat every time they take one and then just kind of deflates down because they're getting such good looks, and sometimes the shots just don't fall.
I know you're not going to pass me the ball. Somebody's got it.
Hey, I had a lot of assists. I passed the ball. I don't know about you.
You passed the ball to people that could shoot. Here's a brilliant feed inside. Nuremberg gets it to Izuma for the finish.
Now it just comes down to Campbell getting some stops on the defensive end, but Stony Brook's going to take all the time out of each of these shot clocks. Be patient with this lead.
Elena Gonzalez. At Nuremberg stumbling. Allows the entry feed to go to Clark, and Clark can't use the window. Bouncing ball, though, corralled by Pittman on the dive. What a play from Charisse Pittman.
Just fantastic basketball IQ there of knowing what to do with the ball, get it out to Gonzalez, and reset.
Don't let Campbell build any momentum, and when you make plays like that, it becomes impossible. Zeta Gonzalez missing the fadeaway, and Tooley the rebound for Campbell.
Campbell's able to get some stops, but is there enough time for them to put enough points on the board?
Izuma cross-court feed. Nunez, the baseline four, low feed. Izuma hustling after it. Boy, look at the strength of Zeta Gonzalez. As everybody leaving it all out on the floor. Quarterfinal, day number 3, CAA Women's Basketball Championship, all Seawolves. Regular season champs, 25-3 overall, 16-2 in the conference, and they are so impressive as Zeta Gonzalez found on her way to the basket.
Well, their only out-of-conference loss was to a Big Ten school. They lost to Minnesota, you know, and then obviously to ever run the table in a conference is sometimes feels like an impossible feat because teams just know each other so well and they prepare for you. And when you have that target and you're the team to beat and everybody's, you know, you're their game of the year. It's a successful season if they beat you. What they've been able to accomplish, they should have all the confidence in the world, and they're coming here with high expectations.
And that confidence certainly rubs off from their head coach, Ashley Langford, who said, we want people chasing us. We don't want to be the chasers. They had that last year, and she said, I didn't feel comfortable. I want to be playing from on top. It makes sense, but not everybody can handle it. Stony Brook certainly do.
I would expect nothing less from Coach Langford.
3 left to shoot, and a takeaway as Staves fouled in the backcourt. Only the second team foul on Stony Brook in this fourth quarter. 14-point deficit, still a little work left for the top seed to secure a date in tomorrow's semifinal round. Winner of this one will take on the winner of our next game, and that's going to be the surprise of this tournament so far. 13th-seeded Hofstra Pride taking on 4th-seeded North Carolina A&T.
Yeah, what Hofstra's been able to do the last couple of days, they've been the talk of the tournament thus far.
Danielle Santos Atkinson's team banged up all year. So many close games that went against them. Boy, have they cashed in at the right time. Izuma doubled out to Tooley. They need it. Can't get it. And the flat-footed rebound to Corley. A takeaway, though, as Nuremberg gets it back, and then a foul against Stony Brook.
That's just great hustle. Honestly, Nuremberg has been all over the place. We saw going to break before Izuma diving on the floor, into the benches trying to save the ball. We've seen Nuremberg diving on the floor. I mean, she's going to need an ice bath after this one because she is sacrificing her body to try to just get those extra possessions for her team.
Missed an entire season due to injury, came off the bench for 2 years, has now been a starter the last 2 seasons. And Ronnie Fisher said you can't ask for anything more than what that kid has delivered, the work she puts in, day out, and he knows he's up against it here. So can't waste any possessions. Campbell's slow to get into anything, so he takes the time. It quickly became a no-brainer. And also the support. Gave him some money so he could hold on to his assistant coaches, and that's helped him build his culture.
Well, sometimes when those doors are open, you're kind of forced to walk through them.
Nunez, great feed, and Staves able to convert with a left hand. What a draw up from Fisher and company that time.
And that's why he called the timeout, and that's why he's the coach, and we're sitting over here talking about it.
There are many reasons for that, but I would agree with you. That's on the list, and a hand check call against Nunez. You've got at least a little bit of a resume.
Nunez trying to take a risk there. I thought she was playing some pretty good defense. Camels, only one more foul to give here. They could play aggressively, but they don't want to put Stony Brook on the line just yet.
Tooley almost got there. Quick 3 off the mark from V. Keenan, and that one's out of bounds back to Campbell. And if you're Stony Brook, you're not necessarily at the stage where you're taking the air out of the ball, but you don't need quick 3s.
Especially, I mean, her defender was kind of right there. I think we should have pulled it out there, but no harm, no foul.
When your nature is aggressive, sometimes you don't want to come out of character, particularly when your goal is to win 3 games in as many days. Chance to get the single digits with a perimeter jumper. Instead, Tooley into the mid-range. Can't get the roll, but will go to the line as Campbell just keeps creeping ever closer.
They have shown that they do not give up, and they're going aggressively to the basket. TUELLE thought she had the open three and decided to get just a little bit closer and stop the clock.
Hampton, Tennessee native. One of the best three-point shooters in the country. 80 now on the season. That's top 40 in the nation. 2 free throws against Campbell within 10. And they're going to need her sharp shooting down the stretch if they want to make something happen here.
This is the closest they've been since the first half.
Gigi Gonzalez, CAA Player of the Year with the ball in her hand, bleeding some clock. Gets it back with 10 to shoot. Directing traffic, goes inside to Clark. Clark on Izuma. Travel.
So Campbell gets the stop that they need. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Interesting, Stony Brook trying to use that shot clock. I thought Clark had a good look at the basket, just shuffled those feet.
Bucket here, and it gets really interesting. TUELLE off his screen. She gets it inside of the block. And we've got an 8-point game.
Oh, isn't basketball a wonderful game?
Gigi Gonzalez looking for the quick response. Keenan, yes! What a shot by V. Keenan!
Just when you think a team should start maybe using some of that clock, V. Keenan says, no, I missed the other one. I want to come back down and make one.
What schmuck was lamenting quick threes? He doesn't know what he's talking about as a foul against Stony Brook. That would be called on Keenan. But what tenacity from V. Keenan, as Ronnie Fisher knows. That one hurt.
Yeah, that's some confidence there in the corner.
That's the way Stony Brook plays, though. There's a freedom to this system. Langford teaches her team the principles, and as long as you're within those principles, you trust your players to go make things happen. As the good news here for Campbell, chance to score with the clock stop and get this back to single digits. Which Nunez does.
Now you see the full court pressure, full court, gonna trap in the backside. Stony Brook's got to get that ball in the middle of the floor. Here they're going to use all the time that they can, and Campbell wants to play tight. They're going to play this out.
Probably the last possession they can afford not to foul. It'll be Gigi Gonzalez. 2 bodies come her way defensively and has her pocket pick. Nunez can't win the race to the bucket.
Got to go quickly here.
Nuremberg had TUELLE, instead went the other way. Baseline drive. Extra feed. Nunez not who you want shooting it, but somebody's got to. And Fuller walks.
That's the second time in this game she's been called for that jump stop. It's as she's catching the ball and kind of takes that hop to set herself up for the shot after she receives it.
I think Ronnie Fisher says time and score, not to play the percentages there to Nunez. Just go ahead and take the open 3. Meanwhile, King behind the defense elects not to shoot it. We'll see if Campbell wants to foul. They will with 30 seconds to go, down by 9. As that was Jessica Woods just into the contest, giving the contact.
Yeah, Fisher going offense for defense here. Nunez has the 4 fouls. Now he wants to get her back in the game. Oh, I think he thought they were shooting, and now he wants to wait.
And they still have another foul to give. So they can be really aggressive for the steal. And obviously with a half minute to go and a 9-point deficit, you can't waste even a single tick once it comes inbound.
I mean, we've seen some crazy things happen in basketball, but that's a lot. That's not a lot of time.
Gigi Gonzalez gets foul number 5, so they just put 2 more up on the board. So I guess that does put the Camels over the limit. Yes, confirmed that is the 5th team foul, so it will be free throws for Gigi Gonzalez.
When you think of these defenses here today, you know, Stony Brook typically averages about 75 points per game, so Campbell has truly done a good job of getting some stops, but they just haven't been able to get those shots when they needed them.
And Campbell missed some open looks, and Stony Brook has been incredible on the defensive end, just suffocating the passing lanes inside to Izula. But both teams have struggled at the stripe today, and this from Gigi Gonzalez. 10 of 15 are the Seawolves.
Stony Brook has been in control from the opening tip in this game.
2 misses. Marla King trying to keep it alive, and a timeout Campbell to advance the ball with 27 seconds to go, and maybe just a murmur on the heartbeat monitor for the Campbells and Ronnie Fisher.
Well, we've seen him call a timeout in this game. There's the upscreen.
Nunez comes open, going downhill. Tooley wide open to the corner. Yes, 6-point game.
Oh, you gotta love it.
Well, they lost Gigi Gonzalez, so they fouled her. She just missed 2 a moment ago. She's an excellent free throw shooter, 82% on the season.
And Swenya Nuremberg kind of helping Gigi Gonzalez up, and both of those players giving a nod to each other because Nuremberg said, hey, you know what? I've been down there a lot today too. I've got knocked to the ground, and I know how it feels helping her up. Such great sportsmanship. It's just such an intense environment, yet to still be able to display that sportsmanship, that's what it's all about.
And both of these teams play with such passion, such intensity. It's a part of their MO. Gonzalez trying to clear her mind. The CAA Player of the Year. Florida native. 3rd year as a starter, buries the free throw. How big was that 3-possession game again?
Yeah, I can't say enough, too, about this Campbell team and what they've been able to do here in the second half.
Led the CAA in scoring. 2nd in the conference, the top 40 of the country in assists. And gives her team an 8-point lead with 18 seconds remaining. And the Camels take another timeout to advance the ball here. We'll get the winner of our next game, which is Hofstra against North Carolina A&T. Tooley has caught fire here late, can't make this one, and the rebound goes to Brantley, and Stony Brook will draw one more foul, but the regular season champs taking care of business. A near wire-to-wire win today in the quarterfinals.
Well, basketball's a game of runs, and Stony Brook started this game out of the gates hot. Their Player of the Year leading the way, but they were able to withstand a great response from Campbell here in the second half, showing a lot of guts, Campbell was, because they could have folded when they were down 16, 18 points, and they came storming back.
Good news for Ashley Langford. The foul trouble she was lamenting earlier with Kari Clark actually kept Clark's minutes down today, so her big will be relatively fresh for tomorrow and a potential championship game on Sunday. It's a big picture when you get to this stage.
Yeah, it's that balance of managing bodies, but knowing you have to win.
Here comes Nunez. One last look for Tooley. And that'll do it. Stony Brook, the regular season champs. Impressive. Ashley Langford's team wins it by 9. They march on to the semifinals.
Just an overall complete game by Stony Brook. When Campbell made their run, they were able to respond. They put the ball in the hands of their Player of the Year, but Pittman came up big. When Kari Clark went out, I thought V. Keenan came in, hit some big buckets. Marla King played a great game, and for Campbell, the heart that they showed here today, gotta love what they were able to display.
Keenan, that 3 when Campbell had cut it to 8 with right around 2 minutes to go. Monumental shot to bring momentum back Stony Brook's direction and avoid it getting too squirmy down the stretch. Ashley Langford making her way over to our Carly Smith, who's standing by with the CAA Coach of the Year.
Coach, collective effort scoring on the board today, 26 bench points. How much of a collective team win was this?
Yeah, I mean, we're a complete team. That's how we've been all year. It's any given night, somebody different steps up, and it makes me feel good at night to go to sleep.
Okay, you held Campbell to 35%